Carthage must be destroyed. We are looking at these Fireforge Games Military Orders Templar Infantry box, which I got today. I went and got this because, as you can see on the back of this box art here, these models here have some fairly nice looking minis and nice shields that I will be featuring in the future with more decal projects. So I really like the Fireforge Game shields because they're nice and big. They have a lot of space for the decals to show them off, and if you look at my previous projects, unboxings and other inventory and items that I've put out there, you'll see that these kind of shields are all over. In fact, I have one guy, I had a single sprue of these guys before that a friend provided me with, and we'll look at the sprues on the actual kit itself there when we open it. But I did one of these guys up for my Kickstarters before, and yeah, they turned out pretty good, pretty nice model. So let's pop this open here and look what the models look like without paint on them and see what kind of sprues and kind of accessories we have with them here. So I was originally gonna get the, I wasn't gonna get the Templar Infantry, I was gonna get the Teutonic Infantry, but I think they're a little older because when I went into the store locally here to check them, their heads were massive, okay? So if you know Fireforge games and you've collected them before, their newer box sets of the historical stuff, their proportions have slowly, with each release, become better. But their older stuff, in my opinion, have some... they were modeled in a very more fantastical way. Like, for example, they had like sugarloaf helms, or like, you know, the Teutonic Knights have the very interesting horned helmets and stuff like that. The Templars aren't really known for that much, so... But the helmets are just massive and awkward looking on the on the infantry. So when I went to the store trying to get those and I saw they had the Templars too, I was like, okay, I'm gonna grab the Templars, because if you look at the back, their helmets, the great helmets especially, they don't look too oversized and the heads look fairly nice, you know. They got armored helmets and you know, the different kinds in here. But yeah, let's open this up and see what you get if you get the Fireforge Military Orders Templars. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, we got our bases here. So the box comes with 24 bodies, so you can make 24 soldiers. I should say that up the start here. We'll put this box aside, and then they're gonna give you 12 bases. I'll probably use circle bases for mine because I'll match them with my other guys. Like this guy here, I just do kind of a box from each of them, and then I have a bunch of infantry for fantasy skirmish purposes. But you know, I put mine on circles. They come with 20mm squares, so you can do the rank and file, almost like Hail Caesar kind of look if you want. So that option is there. So 24 bases, that's good. It comes with that. Let's look at these sprues here. So I'm gonna look at the command. This is a command sprue here, and I can tell it's the command here. It comes with one command sprue. It's got 4 bodies here. And let's look at them up close here, the bodies first. So here you've got some, I'm gonna call them, I'm not sure what they'd call them in this era. I'm just gonna call them tunics or tabards or whatever they are. But you've got very active, very action type poses here. They're not standing on guard. They're actually, you know, mid-fight with their looks. And they've got some, oh, this one's nice. This one has the rosary on it. You can see that there, good detail on that one. Got the rosaries, they're Christian soldiers, right? They're Templars. So you got that. Let's look at the back there. Good details for the kits. I really like painting these guys for Kickstarter especially because they're not hard to paint. That's because they are clad in chainmail, and chainmail is very easy and quick to paint. So I like and will use these guys because they're going to be something I can just get ready for the Kickstarter fast and then use for fantasy wargaming. I won't be using them for historical. I won't be actually painting them as Templars. Let's look at the heads here. I noticed right away that they have really cool hooded helmets, okay? So you get some helmets here that have hoods. So you've got these fellows here. Here's a sugar helm, I think it's called. These guys have different hoods, and with the hoods you can match these different capes here. So you can give your guys capes with hoods that will look really cool. You know, there's some more here. You get 8 options of capes on the sprue, and then you can give them 4 different unique heads in this box with guys that have kind of like, you know, they have extra hood or like, you know, the clothing draped around their head. Or alternatively, you can see at the top here, if you don't want that extra stuff on there, you also get a whole bunch of different era. And I would say that this is probably the right, I'm going to assume, what did they say here? Don't remember what era it's supposed to be. It doesn't say on the box. I don't recall what era these. I'm going to say 12th, 13th century. It's Crusader times, right? So it's not like the later Perry stuff I'm used to painting. It's a little earlier than that. But they got some, you know, they got some good looking helmets here. A lot of, I'm going to call them sugar helmets, and I don't remember what these plate ones are. This one is very interesting. I don't know what this one is, but it almost looks like it has a visor. I don't think I've ever seen that helmet before. But that's a cool looking helmet. Let's see if I get, there's some better light. That's an interesting helmet. It's almost like it's got a visor mixed with something. I've never seen one like that in this era, so I'm not sure what that is. And then you've got these, I'm going to call them Spagenhelms because I don't I don't remember their actual name. If someone knows, let me know. I really like these helmets where they've almost looked like they've got the nose guard has the cross built into it. I think that just looks really cool. Painted brass or something like that. Okay. And then weapon-wise, you know, you've got some chain. They got the full chain sleeves. This guy's got an axe there. You got the option to give one a horn. There's going to be a flag carrier in this lot. I may actually make one guy have a flag. We'll see. You got some different swords here raised. And then you have the shields, which is the main reason I got these guys, to be honest. They're nice, big, I'm going to call them teardrop, kite, and just heater shields that give me lots of space for the decals when I show them. And again, they have the armored sleeves to hold them on. So very simple models, I think. You know, paint them the colors you want, get the chain on there and the helmet, you know, and they're very iconic for knights. Anyone will see it and they'll know it's okay. This is a kind of knight. You put some crosses on it and it's like, okay, these are crusaders, right? So let's look at the regular infantry sprue. Now, I said there's 24 guys in this box, so I had 4 on the command there, and then each of these ones should have 10 here. So, yeah, there's 10 bodies total on each of these regular sprues. You get 2 of them for a total of 20, plus a command is 4. So 24 total guys there. Now, these guys, oh, this guy's got nice, he's got, what's it called, split, I think it's called split greaves or something like that. It's you know, it's the greaves that they have the different sections in it. You guys can correct me on the names. I forget them sometimes. Anyway, again, these guys are very simple bodies. Most of it has some chain on it. I actually prefer these over the medieval Fireforge sergeants because the arms are all chainmail, where their sergeants, I think, might be older, a different make. They put all this kind of padding on it, but it's not as clean or easy to paint. It's a little bit awkward to paint, in my opinion. When everything is just a tunic, tabard, and then has chain around it, or even just simple hose, like there's a hosen like that, much easier to paint, I think, personally, and also looks more, I don't know, it looks better in my opinion. Now, the command sprue itself had a few swords and spears I saw. Now these guys here give you a lot of spears. So in total here, you can, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can make 6 spearmen out of here, I believe. So if you want to make a unit of spearmen, you can make most of them spearmen, you know, and maybe put a few men with one-handed weapons. Maybe they lost a spear and pulled out the backup weapon or something like that. So you can make a mixed arm unit. You can make mostly spearmen here. You could easily also, if you wanted to, if you don't want to give your command guys spears, just take these 6 on this sprue and then, you know, divvy it up with the troops that don't have them on the other command if you want more spearmen. I'll be using single-handed weapons because, again, these guys are probably mostly fantasy models. Each sprue also comes with, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 crossbows. Looks like an extra one in there too. So you can at least do half of these units, or half of these soldiers to be crossbowmen. Very useful. And again, the chain makes it easier to paint around the arms and the like. And again, the shields are similar. I think they're almost the same as the command sprue. To be honest, they are the same. It's the same sprue for the command. So very easy to put forward with the shields there. They have sidearms as well. And again, gotta have a sword on the side. Not much else I want to say on that, to be honest. And I like the axes. You got a mace in there, swords. Let's look at the heads. because I think the heads are always the most interesting. Now, I've not had all these heads before because, as you can see, if I pull up this guy, I think he's this guy here. You see, he's the third one there. And I mean, he's great. He's got his mouth open. He's yelling something. But these guys give you some very basic helmets from the era. You got chain. You've got that kind of, I'm going to call it a pot. And you get lots of kettle helmets. I love kettle helmets. I think they look awesome. Very, very good for the era. Very popular for many models and the like. And then you've got some guys that are like just in basic chain. So you get a good mixture of different kettle helmets and other helmets in there as well. So yeah, that is the sprue of the Templar infantry here. That's good. The other thing I got today, I'm not going to open it, but I thought it was useful, is that the store had these spears. And now this comes with 24 spears in here. I'm not going to be using them for this project, but I prefer thicker spears than skinny spears on my models because skinny spears just like to snap. If you've had Victrix models before and you have the old Romans like I do, the pila and the spears on them are great because they're thick and they don't break easily. And if you get later on, you get the Victrix Carthaginians, and they make more what do you call them? Proportionate spears, like the spears match the actual size of the hand. It looks good aesthetically and looks more realistic for the model, but they break so easily. So I actually prefer thicker spears. And instead of just doing all wire spears, when I saw the 24 of these, I thought, you know what, I'll pay the $8 to get some quality, good plastic spears. And they're a bit longer than these ones here, but you know, you can cut them down, you know, get some spears here. It's the same thing with this guy here. And I can put them on models and have a thicker spear. And you know, it kind of looks a bit thick on his hand there, but from a distance and for keeping my model secure and safe and not breaking, I'm fine with it, you know. They're this far away, you can tell it's a spear, you know. That's what I think anyway. All right, so that's it for the Fireforge Games Military Orders Templar Infantry unboxing. Again, I'll just show you guys the model here. I think they're going to be great to paint. I'll probably do something similar where I've kind of split the colors there and put variants in the colors, make them more fantasy. One thing I will say about these guys that don't have the same final remarks here is as the other medieval guys, is that some of their arms for the shields, and I don't know if there's a way I'm going to get around it, but some of the arms, they sit flat on the way they are. I like these hands because they're just round and you can kind of place them in any position you want when it comes to shields. But these flat arms here, they kind of sit at an angle, and that's what this guy has here. So his shield is pressed against his body at that angle, and there's nothing I can really do about it. So it kind of looks like it's going up into his face. I mean, it's okay initially, maybe he's getting hit or something, or recoiling from an attack, something like that. But I prefer them to have the rounded hands like that, because then I can control how the shield sits, and it can sit further away from the body, right? So the one thing is that, you know, this one has 2, 4, 6, 8. It's got 8 hands there, and I think I can probably make do. Actually, I'm looking at the wrong sprue here, because this 2, 4, 6, 8. No, it's also 8 here. I just realized that you get some extra. You get 2 extra shield hands from the command sprue because of the bodies on there. But depending on what's in there, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Depending on what's in there, I may try and use the proper shield hands and not use as many of those flat ones, just so the guys have nicer sitting shields. So yeah, that's it. These models are good. I think that for fantasy they work well. They're not as proportionate as newer or I'm gonna say contemporary fantasy model, or rather historical models. They definitely work for historical, but if you're very particular about proportion, I think they're a little, I'm gonna say a little bulky, and some of the weapon sizes and shields might be a little huge. But for, you know, if you want to do Crusaders, the Templars I think are a good option to go to. But yeah, that's it. And that's what I want to say today. So thank you guys for watching. This was unboxing the Templar Infantry. Hope you liked it. You guys have an awesome one. Bye-bye.